Hi guys, so today I'm going to show you a garland and a wreath using watercolour paints. They're not any particular brand, they are just some that I got off Temu, and I'm just starting by doing a nude base layer. I actually saw this set created by somebody else on TikTok. I actually cannot remember her name right now, but I will make sure to link it in my description box. I thought it was a really cute idea. So I've seen this done in gel polish and watercolour. Honestly, I actually think I prefer the watercolour, so I thought I would share it with you. So those are just curing, and then I'm going to matte top coat, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, that's nearly finished curing. So this is the one I did earlier that I thought I would share with you. So I thought I would show you my colours. So to start off with, this is my brush. Let me just see if I can make it focus. There we go. So this is like a teeny weeny brush. Not expensive. Came in a set with, I don't know, maybe 6. On Temu, I think they cost me like $2.99 for the entire set. They weren't expensive at all. Right, and then the watercolor sets I'm using, I have 2. Both are from Temu. So one is this one, and this is the ocean color one. This came with a color card, which I then colored in. But I end up using these 2 greens here. I really like this one. This was the more expensive. They're nice deep pans. I think this one was maybe £10. I mean, they're hefty. So I used that set, and the other one is actually this set. This set I expected to come in, this is the bright one. Expected to come in a set in like a case like that with a lid, but it doesn't. But this one has 60 colours in, so you've got normal colours here. But then let me zoom you out because it's not getting all of it. So you've got normal colours here, and all the rest of these are pearl. I quite literally only paid a couple of pounds. I will see if I still have the link to them on my previous orders. Really good quality for as cheap as they are. So you do not need to go out and buy it expensive. I've seen some of the nail companies with expensive watercolor palettes. Yes, they are really nice. Do you really need to spend that much money? Not particularly. I'm making do with the ones I've got. Obviously that one wasn't cheap, but it also wasn't that expensive compared to some of the others. So let me just double check. So I want 3 and 15. I have to nod them out in my head so they don't mix them up. And I'll just put them off to one side. But yeah, I just thought I'd share those with you. I'm using the tinier brush because it's just what is going to work for me personally. But as always, you know, use what you need to be using. So we will go Garland first, because I didn't actually try out the wreath design before I decided to show you it. I just decided to, you know, do. So we're going to assume that is the brown I used first. So I'm going to get some brown. Now, if I just pull this in actually. So what I do, obviously you know how to use watercolor paints, but still. So I actually want it to be fairly dry. So I'm just pulling my brush through, and then that keeps it at a nice sharp point as well. If you need to drop some water off, drop some water off. But I don't want it really runny like a traditional watercolor. So I am just drawing my French. Obviously add water as you need to add it. Because I'm leaving it quite dry, it will obviously dry out in the pan. quite quickly. Okay. And then you want to go for your, I'm going lighter to darker, so I'm actually using 1, 2, 4 shades of green. I'm using 4 shades of green, so I just do the same as I did with the brown on my green. That don't really fit in the screen, so never mind. Okay, and I just want some green patches. This one's quite bright. The girl whose video I watched originally had like a minty green, but the only one of those I have is pearlized, and I want to use the pearl paint to add baubles. So I'm going for a bright green. Now it's not just going to, you're not just going to see the random patches of bright because I'm overlaying these with the darker colours. We'll have another one down there as well. Okay, and then we just clean off our brush. Also make sure to drag and it keeps your brush in a nice point. Okay, next I'm going in with a darker green. Now I have 4 or 5 of these, so I'm just putting some on my brush and bringing my brush to a point, and then following the direction, not like that because that's obviously not working. Let's try that again, shall we? And drawing some flicks. Why do I feel like I've accidentally picked a turquoise there? It's looking kind of blue, is it not? I need a colour chart for this one because I can't decide which one of these is blue. Okay, well, we're going to go with it. So this one's going to have slightly blue in because I can't remember which one I used last time. Right, I'll switch to a different green. This is why the smaller, more expensive palette in this case is slightly better. I literally just need to pick up a piece of watercolour card and make myself a swatch card. But you're literally just overlapping and building up. You don't necessarily have to go over the bright patches. It can just be either side, but you're just building up your foliage. Okay, and let me just clean that off. And we will switch to my other 2 greens. Let me just check my colour card again. Right. Oopsies. Just get that activated and then drag. This is the one I thought was slightly pearlized earlier, I do believe. It does look it, doesn't it? But yeah, just layer your different greens. Now, I think I may do a video with some gel polish ones on and gel paint, but just in case I don't, if you're going to attempt these with gel polish, then do each colour layer but cure in between, and then you'll keep your skinny lines and they won't all blend into one colour. Now you can always mix these colours on a palette if you don't have the desired colours you want. I'm just adding a little more brightness there, and then a little darkness down here. Okay, and then let me pop that one away. Just give that a moment to dry slightly. Luckily, with me pulling most of the water out of these paints, the pallets are drying already. So I am going in for a white, and I'm just going to frost a few of these petals, although I didn't fully wash out the green last time, so it's a little minty looking. And you just add in a little more water because that's too dry. You're just frosting it with a couple of white stripes there, just to give it the slightly snowy look. So remember, if you're keeping your paint drier like I am, you may need to keep adding some bits of water just to reactivate it. So there's your frosted bits, and then I am going to grab a slightly bigger one. So that's the 50 one. Okay, this is a 3. This is probably way a bit bigger than I wanted, but I think I've left all my others up on the bookshelf, so let me just get that nice and moist. And then I'm going to add some red berries. The ones that I used, the ones I did on the other nail, I used the teeny tiny brush, and they're a bit smaller than I wanted them. So let's just get this nice and pigmented, nice and mixed in. And there we go, just some random dots. You don't necessarily need to add as many as I just did to the end there, but I just like it. So that will honestly just need a top coat. So I'll do that, and then we will go over the wreath, which is basically the same premise. Okay, so that one is top coated and is nuking. So for your wreath, I am back to my skinny brush. You can use a thicker brush all the way through, but for the stripy lines, I just preferred personally the skinny brush. So I've left a little too many water in this. It's a little thick. A little thick. But that's fine because we're going to be covering it over with leaves anyway. So I am just reopening my palette. And I'm doing the same as before, and I forgot to add my baubles. Let's hope I remember to add it to this one, huh? So I'm going in with the bigger brush this time, since I ballsed up my lines. And I'm just going to add some splodges going around. I've got Christmas songs playing in the background. Can you hear them? Trying to get in the Christmassy mood. I've not even started Christmas shopping yet. In fact, that's a lie. I've bought one thing. Has anybody else started theirs yet? Or are you those super organised people that are almost done? I must admit, in years past, I have been that organised person that's almost done, but that is most definitely not this year. Not at all. I think the only present I've bought was hair straighteners for my daughter because hers are knackered. And she specifically asked for them, which made it easier for me because then I knew what she wanted. So you're streaking out again and you're just following the circle around. You do have the option, which I haven't done, of leaving a gap at the top or leaving a gap at the bottom and what? And putting a watercolour bow there. If you would so choose to. I've seen it with the bow and it does look really pretty with the bow, to be honest. I just completely forgot going around it. But I had to laugh when the hair straighteners came. So they're hair straighteners, right? A professional pair, fair enough, but not like, you know, it's a giant Barbie house or anything. And I wasn't in for the delivery. We had hospital appointments. So they left it at my nearest shop and pick-up point. So I went there to pick it up, gave them my barcode thing to scan, and they're looking all over for this hair straightener sized box. Couldn't find it, so they started looking at bags, couldn't find it. And you know when you just think, no, surely not. Well, there's this giant box. I mean, okay, I'm not exactly tall, I'm like 5'1". But when I say it almost came to my waist, I'm not exaggerating. It's a big ass box. It was like an Amazon sized box. And we all know what they're like for packaging. So I'm thinking, no, surely not. I bend down, check the name on... Oh, you didn't. I've just flipped over my pans everywhere. 1 second. Now we're going to cross our fingers and hope all those pans are back in the right place. Otherwise my colour chart is going to mean nothing. So yeah, I'm looking at this box thinking, no, surely not. And lo and behold, right across the front of the box it says Dennis Williams, which is the wholesalers. Usually it's beauty wholesalers. I decided to get her a professional pair because they were on sale. Salon length cord as well, so there's like a 3-meter swivel cord on those suckers, so she can yank them all over her bedroom. But yeah, lo and behold, these tiny ass hair straighteners are in a waist-sized box, sat right at the side of the shop floor, and I'm like, Jesus, you've got to be kidding me. And the guy looks at me, because I told him we were looking for something hair straightener sized. He's like, I thought you said it was hair straighteners. And I'm looking at it going, oh, they're supposed to be bloody hair straighteners. But they quite literally stuck the hair straighteners in their box, covered in bubble wrap, in this giant ass, needlessly huge box. So I unpacked them out of that box when I got home, trashed the box, and then hid the hair straighteners. I mean, she's 21, she's far too old to go hunting for her presents, but it doesn't mean she doesn't still like to occasionally, even if she knows what she's getting this time. Right, so you just keep going on that until you are ready. And I'm just going to switch back to, whoopsies, the big one. I'm really clumsy today. Switch back to my palette. That sticky up bit there is a bit of a cock up, but we're just going to pretend that's part of it. I'll stick a bauble up there or something. So I am going to play in all of these lovelinesses. Thinking we'll go for some golds. And we'll add some baubles to this thing. I mean, you could add the snowy bits, like the little white bits that I added on the other one. But I've already started messing in the gold paint, so I'm just going to leave them. Gold. And it's a shame I don't have a sparkly red. We'll go gold and silver, I think. But yeah, these paints are really good. I will attempt to leave the description or the link anyway. Whatever you want to call it, I'll try and leave it. We're playing the gold a little more. It's nice because it only really reflects in the light, look. And then you see your little baubles. And we'll add a few drops of red as well, just to give us the winter berries. But you can keep going as much as you'd like on this, decorate it as much as you'd like. I've seen some really, really beautiful watercolour videos lately for Christmas. There's a lot of nail artists with courses up at the moment, with some stunning little watercolour designs. That I'm thinking of treating myself to. Depending on how they go, I may well show you how I'm doing. So I'm just cleaning off of my brush. And there we go. I'm just going to top coat that one. And I'll be with you. So I had to edit a chunk out there. I don't know what's happened, but when I've gone into editing, it has gone in like severe slow mode, and I have no clue why, because I didn't even touch the phone when it was recording. But there we have it. So there are two versions of a watercolour garland. So you can either do the wreath, do the garland and do it as like a French. You can add the white bits in or not. You can just move it to however you want it and how it works best for you. And I hope you give it a try. As usual, thanks for watching. Thank you for following, and please do not forget to leave a like. And if you don't have watercolour paints, you do not need expensive ones. You can pop into the works or even just use a kid's palette. As long as you're not adding a lot of water, it will work either way. And you will still get good results. You can also do these on any colour background. I just chose this particular one. And remember, if you try and gel polish or gel paint, cure in between each version of the green you're going to use, so that they don't just end up like a messy puddle, because then it's just going to be a little bit indistinguishable. Stay tuned, because I have a couple more Christmas designs coming up. One I had a go at last night and putting up in a day or two, which is this little cutie. I was having a play with that last night. So yeah, watch out for them. And don't forget, if you try, tag me on social media, and I will put the original creator that I saw do these on the description box. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye.